You have way more power than you think over your life and over your world. At some point in your life, you're going to be faced with struggles, challenges, difficult people, and yet you get to choose how to respond to them. Now, when I used to hear this, it used to frustrate me so much. I'd think, you try being me, living in my life, in this world, and then tell me that crap. And then when people tell me you could create your reality, I used to think, okay, now that's just ludicrous. But I'm going to explain to you with a touch of quantum physics exactly why this is true so that you can use the science of this and help you deliberately create a life you love. Hi, I'm Rosanne Clay, helping you deliberately create a life you love. Have you ever had the experience where you've wished for something, hoped for something, prayed for something, and then it manifested? You have experienced creating your own reality. You've experienced how you get to create your environment. But how did that work? Because a lot of people talk about using positive thinking and the law of attraction to make this a reality. But what's the science behind it? In the movie, What the Bleep Do We Know, scientists talk about a sea of energy. Imagine that we are all a drop of water and collectively we all make up an ocean. Now, if me, my entity, decides to make a ripple in this water, the ripples are going to affect other drops of water around me. And let's imagine that it hits a wall. That ripple is then going to come back to me. So whatever thoughts and feelings that I have, that I send out into the world, are going to impact the world around me and the people around me, and then bounce back and come back to me. These scientists talk about a unified field, a consciousness, a collective consciousness that we are all connected to. Quantum physics also talks about how we're all made of energy. If I can take you back to fifth form science for a little bit, everything is made of atoms. So we know that every part of our body is made of atoms. And we know that everything is made of atoms, and we know that atoms are in the air around us. But if you jump into the world of quantum physics, what we then learn is that every atom is vibrating at a particular frequency. And although we think that my hand is made of atoms that are fixed and tangible, in actual fact, those atoms are interchanging with the atoms in the air. And there's just an illusion of my hand being tangible. And given that atoms have an amazing amount of energy contained in every proton and electron, it means that everything, because it's made of atoms and atoms have a lot of energy, is made of energy. So everything is energy. In this realm where everything is energy and these atoms are constantly vibrating and these electrons are constantly vibrating, it means that we are constantly vibrating at a particular frequency. And what we also learn from quantum physics is that our thoughts are sending out electrical impulses, which are brainwaves, which is energy. And given that energy acts like waves, and we think of ourselves as a drop of water, whenever we have a thought, we are sending out waves, and those waves come back to us. This means that whatever we think is actually going out into the universe, is going out into our unified field, into this realm that we exist in. What quantum physics teaches is that we have this illusion that we are separate entities, but because we are energy, we're made of energy and everything is energy, in actual fact, we are all one, we are all connected. And the physical nature of ourselves creates that illusion that we are separate beings. Have a think about the implications of this. The implications that your thoughts are energy and your thoughts create ripples out in the world and those ripples bounce back to you. What does that mean about the thoughts that you're thinking? If you think negative thoughts, it does go out there and have an impact. When you think negative thoughts about a person, it does go out to that person. And if that person has negative thoughts about you, it does come back to you. What that means is, if you create positive thoughts about that person who may have negative thoughts about you, you can neutralize the effects of that. You can send out positive vibrations to that person and have that bounce back to you. And this is what energy healing kind of bases itself off, which is that you have control over your own entity, your own thoughts, your own mind, and your own body. And because your drop of water is able to create ripples out in the world, you get to choose that your ripples are something that you want out there. So when you were praying and hoping and wishing, you were really sending out certain thoughts, certain waves and ripples. And those ripples came back to you because you believed that that is what was going to happen for you. You put something out into the unified field and the unified field responded. So how can you utilize this knowledge? You can train your brain to think the thoughts that you want. You can use visualizations to deliberately create a life you want. You can visualize the future that you want for yourself. You can visualize having wonderful relationships filled with affinity and connection with people. And by visualizing and feeling, because emotions are also electrical impulses, they're also sending out certain ripples out into the universe. By using your emotions and your visualizations and your thoughts, you are able to create the world that you want. You are able to respond to the world in a way that you choose. I've tried to really simplify down what is something a little bit more complex, and there are a lot of people that are able to explain this in wonderful ways. So I invite you to research further into this and convince yourself why energy healing works in this realm of quantum physics, why so many quantum physicists believe in the source energy, in God, in that unified consciousness, and use this tool, this wonderful tool of being able to create your world so that you can deliberately create a life you love. Sending you so much love and light on your journey. Bye for now.